Here we go. We have a guest speaker here, came all the way from Alberta, and we'd like to welcome him up. We have Professor Anthony J. Hall. He's a professor of globalization studies at the University of Lethbridge.
Where the regime change starts. The Liberal Party of Canada says, no, we're not going into Iraq. We're not joining that military initiative. And we're defending Canadian sovereignty. And that was a great moment for Canada. Between 2003 and 2012, Stephen Harper starts a new party. That's quite something to do. That new party abolishes Indigenous conservatism and puts in its place Republican Party right-wing approach to government. And I saw that in Alberta. Danielle Smith with the Wild Rose was working with Harper and those right-wing extremists. Thomas Flanagan, the professor at University of Calgary, groomed Harper and groomed Danielle Smith. And that was a big deal. That was a very important election that this took place. And the Progressive Conservative Party won. So there is still a Progressive Conservative Party. Although they were trying to destroy it, these Harper gang back in Alberta, their base. And you don't get to hear this kind of analysis too much in Alberta. And frankly, you don't get to hear this kind of analysis from university professors around the country, because there's a lot of paranoia to talk about 9/11, to talk about Fukushima, to talk about these election matters, these deep issues that are global issues, that are life and death issues. And we have very little articulation. I think you'll agree, informed articulation. So I had to be here. Just watch. So weird in your country talking about things where it's just like you're talking about Tibet or something. Like, this is an important part of the scandal, that we aren't given the information we need. So in 2011, there is a plea bargain. Do you know what a plea bargain is? Yep. Mark Menard and the Conservative Party of Canada get together behind closed doors. And they agree, yes, the Conservative Party broke the laws. Yes, the Conservative Fund broke the laws. But these four individuals, actual people, who were signing the checks, who were signing the accountant forms, one of them, Senator Finley, one of them, Senator Gerstein, four of them, they are not charged. They are let off. So Elections Canada made a deal behind closed doors and let the human beings who signed the papers breaking the laws, which the Conservative Party admits, off. Elections Canada isn't a transparent agency. They won't be reporting on all their investigations. They can take 5 or 6 or 10 years. Yeah, we want Elections Canada to do these investigations, but that is not enough. That is not sufficient. That's why we need a Royal Commission. So let's just go ahead now to 2011. May the 2nd, 2011. I predict May the 2nd, 2011 will be a day of infamy. As little by little this scandal comes out, and it is going to come out little by little. And I want you to remind your family, your employers, your cousins, that every time you hear this Conservative Party making a decision, voting on this, appointing that, it's all dubious. It's not legitimate, because this is a tainted mandate. And it's not just one story. It's a story of everything the Canadian government does. And if they don't give us this Royal Commission, they show their guilt. They show their guilt every day. We saw them in the House of Commons. Deny, deny, deny. Now when you go home, you look up Annette Desgagnés, and you make sure you remember this Canadian heroine who is being covered up from us and who needs protection because she informed the RCMP. And the RCMP did nothing in Thunder Bay. Of course they wouldn't, because they're not a law enforcement agency. They're in Harper's pocket. The RCMP, and this is something to say in public, because police have a lot of power. And I'm saying it. And I want you to remember I'm saying it, and watch my back. Watch my back. This is serious, serious stuff. So we can't count on the RCMP. We can't count on the RCMP. It's May the 5th, and the water is getting warm, and the sun is coming up, and we are going to be occupying Mic check. Mic check. Mic check. Mic check. Harper's a fraud. This government is illegitimate. Is illegitimate. I could talk about Front Porch Strategies, which is a company based in the United States that worked for 14 Conservative Party candidates, including Fatino in Toronto, the CF35 man, including Del Maestro, the secretary for Harper, who looks like such a lying scumbag trying to answer those questions in the House of Commons. The Bushes were running for office in the early part of the 20th century. They definitely brought in all their regime change, CIA, vote rigging tactics. And that's what we got in Canada now, just watching over us. Every one of us, we're taking responsibility. Whether we're being photographed or not, we don't care, because we're not taking it anymore. We're tired and fed up. We showed it worldwide in Occupy. And if you thought you saw something last autumn, wait for this coming year. Nanos in Spain, in Greece, in Wisconsin. This is a global movement, and these little corrupt crime cabals, treasonous fraudsters, we're on to you. And we got the evidence, and Professor Hall and others are working on this day and night. And you can expect to see a lot coming out from this person on the internet, because there's no going back once you get to the point of articulating to this extent. And I thank you for being here and coming here. So that 2011 election, we can't let that go. And we've got to put it in context. And we got to, at every moment, treat this government for what it is, an illegitimate, posing bunch of frauds who cheated their way. And police, because the police are politicized and in the pocket of the Prime Minister.
The people united will never be defeated. The people united